What a season it has been for the 19-year-old out of Ontario, Canada. Gary Owen is looking at becoming an IndyCar champion in just his second season.
And it helps that Alex Palou seems to be in trouble here, Ian. He came in just 7 points back, but he's dropping fast.
And we see why right there. Some contact and damage for the Ganassi driver. And he continues to drop down the order coming to the end here, effectively handing the title to Owen. Scott Dixon will win the season finale in Nashville as Gary Owen's gonna do it. He's your 2024 IndyCar champion.
I don't know what to say, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's go. Keep this up. Let's go win some more next year and keep winning titles together. Come on.
What a year it was for him. 7 wins and a title. He had 4 wins in just his rookie year in 2023. For a young driver of his talent who didn't have the funding to get to F1, we're very fortunate to have him here.
We have breaking news this week as Formula One has granted Cadillac an official entry to the F1 grid for 2026. They have confirmed as a team that they plan to bring IndyCar star Gary Owen to the grid with them, as he will be in an F2 entry for 2025. Colton Herta is set to follow Owen's footsteps a year after. We've got Gary here on call. First of all, congratulations on the big news, Gary.
Thank you.
I just want to know, did you foresee this happening?
Yeah, a very unexpected, obviously, opportunity of a lifetime. Say hello to Gary the cat here, but didn't expect to get this opportunity. Obviously, I've been trying to get this my whole life, never had the funding to even dream of getting to Formula One. And of course, Cadillac getting approved to enter a F1 team for 2026. They came right to me and said, hey, let's try to find a way to make this happen. So we'll be competing in Formula 2 this upcoming year in 2025. I'll be leaving everything I've known in IndyCar behind after 2 years. I honestly thought after winning the championship we were going to be going for another one in 25, but obviously plans change, and I'm hopeful and excited to show the world what we can do. And just a few months later, we take on the 2025 Formula 2 season here in the F1 26 Career Mode Prologue. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the opening round here from the Australian Grand Prix, where we were ready to get rolling here now in what is going to be a dogfight all season long, as we've got over 10 rounds of racing now as we were ready to go for the season opening race here from the Australian Grand Prix feature race. We were underway, and immediately we get a great lunge off the line, and into turn 1 we take the lead here from the Australian Melbourne Albert Park circuit now. And as a rookie on my debut in Formula 2, it would mean more than anything to prove that we can come from IndyCar and win here in Formula 2. We were dreaming of being a Formula 1 driver and unfortunately never had the funding to make it happen and had to go in a path of IndyCar instead of Formula 1. And of course the stars aligned after an incredible success in IndyCar and Cadillac getting an entry allowance into Formula 1, that now here we are finding ourselves leading suddenly in Formula 2 in the opening round here, coming to start the 2025 season, where Cordial has a big run though, coming to start the final lap. And here he is going for a move up the inside into turn number 1, and he's going to take the lead over here on the final lap, but I am not going to be denied as we come through a little bit later towards this lap now, let down the long DRS, sweeping back straight away, and we are going to have a big run on the back of Cordial now, and we'll swing out to the outside. We'll be wheel to wheel into the chicane and around the outside. Job done. We return to the lead here in Australia, and we are going to try and just hang on as we bring it around the final turn down this front straightaway. No DRS, but enough of a gap on Cordial, and we're going to win on debut in Formula 2. Let's go, guys. Come on. Come on. This is our championship to win. Let's take this all the way throughout the year. Thank you so much. And with that, we become a Formula 2 winner, and it didn't come without some doubt in the media, as some in the media were doubting what we were going to be able to do. It was a one-hit wonder type scenario by winning on debut in Australia, as we would take on round 2 here from Bahrain. And I said, you know what, let's do our best to go make it happen again here now as we come through Starting in the 4th position this time now is Cordial and Alex Dunn in front of us on the front row. It's a great lunge off the grid there for Dunn. Not a good launch for Cordial, and now we're going to immediately split to the left side into turn 1, and now still Cordial to my left, and Dunn swipes across my nose. Fortunately, I wasn't quite alongside him, and look at Cordial through the first couple of corners to rebound back to the lead, and now we're wheel to wheel with Dunn down the straightaway. Now he's got a little bit of a reputation, and we're going to have to be well aware of that this season now as we go around the outside of Cordial, lock up into turn 4 on the right front, and now through goes Cordial and Dunn again as well, as we would have to now settle in behind the pair of drivers and try to get ourselves back on form and try to work our way back forward now throughout the rest of this race. And as we were coming through now a little bit later on the second lap, just kind of hovering about 4 to 5 tenths of a second behind Dunn and just trying to reel him in a little bit now as we were approaching the third lap now. And as we came through out of the first couple of corners, we're going to be right on the back of him, ready to make a move now as I'm going to try and catch him off guard. Lunge up the inside, heavy into the corner, but a contact there, wheel banging through turn 4, and we clear him, but he's not going to be happy about that one now as I made the lunge and unfortunately ran into the side of him, and there was no decision from the stewards for a penalty on that, thank goodness. So we were free to race on and then set our sights on again at Cordial, kind of racing with a bit of a chip on my shoulder in this one, you could say, because of the doubt of going to be able to keep that success going. And as we continue here with 2 laps to go, we are running down Cordial again, and I said, you know what, we showed what we could do in Australia. We're going to show it again here now, and we're going to catch him by the time we start this final lap of this Bahrain feature race now, with DRS down this front straightaway, closing in on the back of Cordial. The second DRS straight getting even closer within 2 tenths of a second as we head into the braking zone. It's about to be game on now as I'm going to once again, just like I did with Dunn, try to catch Cordial now off guard. I think it's going to be our best bet now as we round through the S's now, a little bit closer. Do we make the lunge? The answer is yes. Big lunge into the right-hander. We clear him. We overshoot the corner. He now goes for the switchback. We'll be wheel to wheel on the run, up the elevation and then downhill into turn number 10. We're still wheel to wheel now as such an awkward series of corners allows me to stay ahead and take the lead of Cordial on the final lap. What a move. Really an unplanned move, to be honest with you. I didn't really plan on overshooting the corner like I did, but it worked out. And now as we defend for our lives into the final turn, around the final turn, we're gonna do it down the front straightaway, and 2 back-to-back wins to start the season in Formula 2. We win in Bahrain. Let's go, guys. They said we couldn't do it, huh? All right, let's keep them chatting. Come on, let's go win some more. And winning more in more podiums is exactly what we would do.
Turn it up now. Turn it up now. We don't come before we come alive now.
Say it back.
Say it loud.
We the spark.
Crowd. Turn it up now. Turn it up now. We don't come before we come alive now. Turn it up now. We don't come before we come alive now.
Say it back.
Say it loud.
We the spark.
We were back in the Indianapolis 500 for what could be maybe our final attempt for the long-term future, of course, as we look to end up in Formula 1. And here in these closing laps, just literally one day after we had raced in Monaco, Colton Herta would head down this front straightaway to take victory in the Indianapolis 500, as I would bring it home for a 6th place effort, as we knew Colton Herta is the next in line to be a Cadillac driver with Formula 1, as he'll be taking Formula 2 on next season. We would quickly then return back to Formula 2 action. A 3rd place effort in the Spanish Grand Prix would then take us on to Austria, where we would get back to the top step of the podium for another win here early in the season. Then we head to the home of Formula 1 in Silverstone. We would end up P2 on the podium again, and that takes us now to the Belgian Grand Prix here now in the closing laps as Dunn and Martins were scrapping it out for the lead of this race now as we're looking for yet another win and continuing to take a command on this championship now as we're going to go for a move up the inside of Crawford. We'll be side by side. We'll leave the room up the inside now, and this is allowing Dunn to get away now. Of course, Dunn's been our championship threat all season long now, and here we go now for a move up the inside of Martins into the right-hander. So close to contact right there, wheel to wheel. Fantastic racing, and he doesn't want to give it up, and eventually someone's got to take it, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send it into the right-hander, and I'm going to clear him and get the job done, and unfortunately he'll lose the spot to Fornaroli out of it now, but I had to go. He was costing me time, and it's going to be hard to get to Dunn, but it's not over now as the gap's already been cut to below a second as we start the final lap here in this Belgian Grand Prix. Now at Spa, track rich with history, and as we had the DRS at the top of the hill, it would allow me to close to within 0.4 of a second of Dunn on this final lap, and it's about to be game on as we head to the back half of the circuit. We haven't closed anymore, but right here I'm able to stay full throttle. He's not, and we close right up to the back of Dunn, and now it's going to be game on the run towards the final chicane. Who's going to get to the checkered flag first? Now Dunn covers the left side of the track. We're going to keep it pinned around the outside. No contact. We keep it clean. It'll be a drag race into the final series of corners now. Braking at the 100 marker. Dunn sends it in deep. Side by side through the final turn. We'll get the run on the outside, and we're going to steal it in the final turn. We win in the Belgian Grand Prix. What a win as we continue a dominant season in Formula 2 as we would now focus in on just trying to lock up a championship. But the Hungarian Grand Prix would be our first DNF of the season due to a mechanical failure, and then heading into Monza, we would be back on top, however, scoring a victory in the feature race, and then Azerbaijan, one race later, we would score a third place effort as we celebrate a win for Alex Dunn, and then I would get the opportunity that I had been waiting for. As part of the American team of Cadillac, they would announce on the Singapore Grand Prix weekend that I will officially be driving for the team alongside Sergio Perez for the 2026 season. And they would also orchestrate an entry into the Singapore FP1 session with the Haas F1 team for me to get behind the wheel of a Formula 1 car. So excited for this opportunity, and I was just very, very hyped up to get this thing on the racetrack. Unfortunately, it is actually raining, so our first ever time in an F1 car for FP1 in Singapore, it's going to be in some wet conditions, but I didn't really care. I was just like, you know what, get me behind the wheel of this thing, get me on the racetrack right now, let's not wait any longer, let me just go out there and make a few laps and, you know, get ready for, you know, officially, you know, what we now know is going to be my Formula 1 debut next season in 2026 alongside Sergio Perez, which of course is a teammate with a lot of experience. And I already know the plan with Cadillac is they will be bringing Colton Herta to Formula 2 next season, kind of in my footsteps. And we do know for a fact right there that whoever underperforms at Cadillac, that seat's probably going to go to Colton Herta. So as a rookie, I need to make sure that I am going to be outperforming a longtime veteran of Sergio Perez. And as we come through, finishing up here in FP1, just so happy that I even got to have this experience and really just kind of prepares me for going into the 2026 season. Of course, the cars are going to be completely different, regulations and everything, but I was still so excited. And now to the final two rounds of the Formula 2 season, and unfortunately for the world and for the spectators, it wasn't as exciting of a championship as many had hoped. I was following Alex Dunn to the checkered flag here, but with my consistency throughout the season, finishing P2 would be enough to lock the Formula 2 World Championship one round early as we would get to celebrate with our team, as Alex Dunn gets to celebrate a victory. As I know already, we're going to be fighting with him going into the future of this career mode now, as he has been P2 in the standings all season long to me. We have led the championship from round 1 in Australia all the way to the end here in now Abu Dhabi, and now with a championship clinched, I said let's just go out and finish this season strong. Lights out, we were underway here from the season finale in Formula 2, and well, we did everything we needed to do this season, as this is more of just a race of looking back, of reflection, as we did everything. We won many races. We've already won the Formula 2 World Championship, and that's exactly why we got the opportunity that we've gotten. And we've come from IndyCar, and now here we are headed into Formula 1 next season, and I cannot believe we're going to have this opportunity to take, Cadillac, which is a team that's probably not going to be great at the start. I would expect we're going to have a lot of work to do to make Cadillac a competitive team, but it's a long-term project, and I am ready to settle in and prove what I can do behind the wheel now, as we have been passed by Miata and trying to take the lead back from him on the run into the long sweeping carousel, but unfortunately just couldn't quite make it happen, and he had controlled the pace from that point on to the final lap here in Abu Dhabi. And as we were rounding the final few turns, now Dunn behind us in third, us in P2, already a champion of Formula 2 as we round the final couple of corners. And we get to say goodbye to Formula 2 as Miata is going to win the race here from Abu Dhabi as we cross the line. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the incredible season. World champions. I'll see you guys in Formula 2. Thank you so much for your support all season long and for believing in me.
So proud of you, mate. You're going to do big things.
I still need an engineer for next season, Mark. Hopefully you're going to come along. Miata gets to celebrate victory, and we get to celebrate one final podium. We only had one non-podium finish all season long, and that was in the Hungarian Grand Prix, where we had faced our first and only mechanical failure as a team. And now, that does it for the Formula 2, Formula 1 2026 Career Mode Prologue. Next episode, it all kicks off for the Cadillac F1 team. I'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.